approved to adopt 2 children. I am approved to foster 2 children. And
do you have a story to tell or questions to ask?
I guess both. It's quite complicated, so I certainly don't want to take up everybody's time. I'll try to make it brief. But
sure,
first
go
of all,
ahead and start.
Thank you both for taking my call and doing the work that you do.
Absolutely, and thank you for being part of it.
Thank you. I met a family 3.5 years, a husband and a wife 3.5 years ago in a park who were homeless. I was giving out blankets and jackets. And, my heart went out to them. And I ended up helping them out. And I was present when their first child was born. And they had some domestic violence issues a few months after the child was born, and I took the mother and the child in, and the children have been removed 3 times. The 2-6 hearing happened on 2-6 hearing, meaning the parents lost parental rights on December 15th. And during that period, from the time that I met them and they moved in with me, and I took care of the child and helped the mother through counseling, AA, a whole slew of things. The judge did grant me as a non-related extended family member, but I wasn't granted de facto parent. The foster parents were. The foster parents are actually seeking to adopt the kids, and I kind of was under the assumption that had already finalized. I am not a party on the case. They haven't allowed me because, I'm not a blood relative or anyway, I'm just not a party on the case, so I don't really know where it's at. I'm sorry. If something doesn't make sense, please feel free to step in because I'm trying to, it sounds like I'm all over the place.
How are you related to the children or to the parents?
I am. I'm not blood related. I have been approved by the court as what's called a NPM, a non-related extended family member.
Right, a NPM. You're a NPM.
A NPM, yeah.
But what was the question you had for us?
Well, I reached out to the social workers, social workers ARA, and then the supervisor's supervisor from July 1st up until December, 25 times by phone, text, and email, and not one single response. During that period, I am RFA approved. I am approved to adopt 2 children. I am approved to foster 2 children, and DCSF have contacted me on several occasions to take in children. But the children's social worker that I'm seeking, and the only reason why I'm doing this, have never even called me, have never even responded to one single email like, hey, we got your email, thank you, we'll consider it. Nothing, not even that. And I filed a 388 on December 8th, again, requesting adoption, and if not adoption, a bonding study. And as of today, I've not even received a response from that filing.
So, Renee, what is your question?
I guess ultimately my question is I have a very deep attachment and strong bond with these children, And it's very obvious and very clear if you're in the presence of us. And in fact, the last time I saw them was 5 weeks ago today. And the boy, who turned 3 a little less than a month and a half ago, is the first time he verbalized he loved me without responding to me saying it to him. It's just baffling that why wouldn't they even do a bonding study? Why am I not really being considered? And in my filing, the 380 filing on December 8th, one of the things when I was going to visits, I noticed the majority of the time the kids had bruises, cuts, scratches, lots of mosquito bites that were not being taken care of properly. They had like scarring and stuff like that. And I was taking pictures, and I never really, I thought about it. It concerned me, but I know children fall and stuff like that. But then it started to...
Hold on a second. Let's try to answer that one question about why you're not being responded to. Dean, what do you think?
Well, I think, Counsel, because the litigation is over, the homeless biological family their rights have been terminated. Apparently, they did not successfully appeal the matter to an appellate court. If this lady, Renee, tried to get an expert to do a bonding assessment or psychological assessment of her with the kids, you have to have active litigation still pending. This case is pretty much completed, and certainly that would not be admissible at the appellate level. That's my thought on the matter.
Renee, I agree with Dean, but the problem is that nobody has responded to your 388.
Yes.
And I think there has to be a hearing within, I think it's now 30 days. It used to be 20 or 21, but you have to have a hearing within 30 days or a denial of the hearing when you file that 388. What I would do is are you represented by a lawyer?
I'm not. I'm presenting myself, but I did have a consultant lawyer that I worked with that helped me put the 388 together.
Well, you know what I would do is I would call the consultant lawyer and have him or her track down your 388 and find out why you're not being given a hearing. If you filed something, you're entitled to a response. Now, that response may be denied, or it may be, we might give you a hearing, come in and discuss it. Okay, but you're entitled to some type of response. So, Renee, that's what I would do. I would look into that with your consultant attorney and find out from the clerk of the court why your case has not been addressed one way or the other. Hey, Renee, I want to thank you for calling. And thank you for listening. Call us back in a few weeks, please, and let us know what's happening with your case. I'd be very interested in finding out why no one responded to your 388 petition. Okay?
Yes. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee.
Break.
Okay, we're going to take another break right now. We'll be back with Mr. Dean Tong, Cynthia Becker, and myself. More questions, more stories, and more calls.